waiting for support with Chad for whatever reason. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out.
All right, talk to him and bring him in.
Hey,
Hey,
Hey, Chad.
long
what's
time
up?
no speak.
What?
Said long time no
Oh,
speak.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for the recommendation on the DayZ Discord. I appreciated that. Always here to help people. Um, right. So the first thing I'm going to say is a correction. Okay. When you raided Mello's base, you know what you did.
Yeah.
He showed me, and obviously you was not banned. It was after the additional information. I kind of took it on myself to ban you. So Mello reported it to me straight away, but ultimately the decision was mine. I just got mixed up with times and dates on when he showed me what you did to the base, and so originally I thought it was him that reported it to me after the fact, but it wasn't. So it was my fault you got banned. Mello always stuck to the agreement and never wanted you banned for it. So
It's all good.
so I apologize for the mix up on my half there. Second of all, can you mute your mic or push to talk because there's hella fucking
Oh,
noise.
can you hear my game in the background? I've been
Um,
having problems with this. I've been
go-
having problems with this one game. Let me exit real quick. All right.
right, so
I thought he was driving over a bridge in a convertible.
right, there's a lot of
It may
yeah,
actually, it may actually be my heater right next to me. My wife has been keeping the house cold because she's pregnant and she doesn't like heat. So.
typical. Right. So obviously there's the couple of issues we wanted to address. I addressed you already about how toxic he was.
Yeah.
Obviously it was a lot. You know it was a lot. And you know it kind of went from game wise to personal.
Yeah.
That can't happen. Like, not everybody has to like each other. That's just part of the world, right? But it the toxicity doesn't need to be there at the same time. Like, if you don't like someone, don't talk to them. Whatever, whatever, whatever. I work with people who are well, not at the moment. I lost my job, but I did work with people who were fucking cunts. You know what I mean? But I wasn't a cunt to them. I just ignored them. Um, and obviously with the way you raided the base, you understand how that's a bit fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the other thing is you was on another server with cheaters, right?
Who?
Like that you said you had that hacker on your team or whatever.
Uh, Guy named Smoke, claiming to be White Runts. Yeah, had him on my team for like 3 days.
Okay.
It was
And
some guy named Smoke that we picked up off of 28 Days Discord, claiming to be White Runts, and he was running no trees, and we found out. We kicked him and reported it, and he got banned like maybe 20 minutes later. And I got into a support room with some of the admins on 28 Days, and I talked to them and let them know, like, hey, I had no idea. As soon as we found out he was spotting people from 200 meters away through a bunch of trees, we found out, we kicked him. Hence why I'm not banned on 28 Days.
gotcha. Okay. Well,
KJ, how did you find out about that?
I can't even remember who it was at this point, but it was somebody who joined our Discord, and then we was talking about old times. Um, and how I used to have a group back in the day with a few people. I said Neon, a guy called Chad Hub, and he was like, "Wait, Chad Hub?" And he was like, "I was like, yeah." And he goes, "Is it this guy?" I swear he sent like a screenshot of your profile of your profile picture and Chad Hub hashtag. I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that guy." And he was like, "Oh, he plays with the hackers and stuff on 28 Days Later." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
So how
He's
would
like,
he
"Yeah."
know that if he wasn't an admin involved or admin staff,
He
whatever?
he he came from 28 Days Later, apparently.
Right, I know, but I mean, I doubt Chad or any of the
What
teammates.
was his name? Because
I
I know
don't
everyone
know.
on 28 Days. I'm a big fucking person on 28 Days right now because I
That
have a big beef with a group over there.
That is a very good fucking question. I cannot remember for the
Because I
life of
would
me.
think it would have to be somebody involved in the banning process or somebody that was on Chad's team, unless Chad and team talk about the cheater. If they talked about it, then
I know everyone that was on my team. I can name everyone out right now.
did you talk about it?
SOC. Well, yeah, we all came to a group decision like that he was cheating, and we
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
kick him and report him. We didn't have any evident like standable proof except what we've been seeing, and we all
Right.
talked about it because we didn't want to get someone banned if they weren't cheating. So
So maybe it was
me and my
somebody that had a
four leaders got together.
maybe it was somebody that had a game beef with Chad, and because Chad said it, he just hatefully was like, "Yeah, he plays with cheaters."
Was his name? Hold on, let me find out. Was his name either Hairline, Jawhead, or Sammy?
No.
Okay, because those are the three leaders of the group that I had a shit ton of beef with, and we raided each other 3 times back to back, and they got pissed off that we won all 3 raids and they fail raided us 3 times.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, anyway.
Okay. Well, so the main issue that's completely separate, right? You wasn't banned for anything. I can see that. So Chinese whispers, whatever. Um, the main issue is the way you raided Mello's base. You know what you did. You know you shouldn't have done it. Hence why you told Mello what you did.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously there's still a level of trust that was breached there. So I'm willing to let you back because I'm being honest, Chad. If I never played with you and you was just a random guy who did that to Mello's base, you'd be banned like you are, and you wouldn't be coming back. It's because I got to know you a bit and played with you. I know you can be a nice guy. That's why that's why I even considered it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but obviously there was trust that got broke there by you doing that. With those other players, whatever the fuck their name was, I can't even remember. Um, so I'm willing to let you back, but me and Mello kind of came to the had a discussion about it, and we would like you to record a bit.
Record?
Yes,
What do you mean?
recording the things that you're doing. So, like, if say you raided a base, um, and I found out you raided a base, it may get to the point where I'm like, "Hey, Chad, can I see the recording of you raiding this base?" Just so I know
Mm,
you did it legit. That wouldn't be indefinitely because it's to the point where I want to be able to trust you again. That's what it is. So it's not. I'm not going to be doing this forever.
yeah.
But is that understandable?
Yeah.
And that they're Chinese whispers and shit. But like, say if you're just to record as much as you possibly can for a couple of weeks. So I don't know. Say you fucking killed someone in Adbor. I'd want to possibly see a recording of like 5 minutes before,
Do
whatever.
clips work? I mean,
Clips can work as long as you. What do you use to clip?
metal.
Can you? I don't use metal.
How
Can
much? I
you?
do. I do. How much space do you have available for recording? Gigabytes.
Let me look. It's let's see, 104 gigs on my SSD and 2 terabytes on hard drive.
Okay, so I have about 220 gigs, and 220 gigs gets me 26 consecutive hours of recording.
Alright.
So now 26 could be 2 days if you're insane, which if I remember correctly, your first day was like 27 fucking hours. So you have way more than you need to record a few days,
Yeah.
and it won't do anything to you. So you don't need to do clips. The KJ, do you mind if I?
Crack on.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, you're playing 28 days. Obviously a way more popular server than ours. You're wanting to come back here, so we have something that you want, and you're the best enemy that I've had in 6+ months. The most capable. I've had other enemies. KJ knows them, but they were children. They were just pride before experience, trying to dunk on Michael. It's like, you're 10. Stop it. Like that kind of stuff. But at this point, like, I feel that luckily the damage was done to me and not to some other new people that didn't know KJ enough to report it or anything like that, or because we had personal beef, you straight told me shit, and it was that would be different for somebody else. So, in the light that, I mean, I don't think you would do it again, but in the light that you have done it, if you just consecutively record for, a few days play sessions or whatever, and if somebody comes forward and says they were raided and KJ looks into it and finds out it was you or whatever, then he could just be like, hey, can I see what you did? Clips, if you think like a good guy, clips work, but if I wanted to raid somebody wrongfully, I could get all the planning done beforehand and start a clip. And not to say that you would do that.
Oh, I was just gonna do it 10-minute long clips and just because recording just like it takes up a lot of space on my PC. So I mean,
Well,
not space, but like resources. So I was just gonna do 10-minute clips and just repetitively restart it.
The only problem I have with that is that can be defeated. So
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't really care one way or other. I mean, I just wanted somewhere chill to chill out with until a couple of my leaders have gone on to school, college. They're starting their semester now,
yeah,
and they're taking a break from DayZ, and I just want something chill.
I get that. I get it, and I don't want this to seem like house arrest or anything. I don't want that feeling, but I also don't. I don't want to have the idea in my head, because my team, most of them that were there then are not here now, but the team that is, they know what happened, and I don't want that bad feeling. I don't want anybody to be like, yeah, he's probably fucking doing it again. I just want to be like, hey guys, listen, he's recording everything. We're gonna treat him like a normal person, all right? And that's that. And if we get raided, KJ will look into it. So if
That's strictly Mello's team. It's not like everyone on the server is
no,
going to know
no,
who you
we're
are
not
and what you
talking
did.
about this. We're not exposing any of this. It's just the people that were involved. So I'm not going to be telling anybody outside of the people that already know about it, which is I think it's just 47 and Solar at this point that know about it from the past. So, but if anybody has any doubt, I just want to be like, Chad's recording like I am. He's recording everything. So if he does something stupid, it's on recording, and then everybody can be like, all right, cool, back to normal. So that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to remove all doubt on my side, which I can do that pretty easy, but for everyone else that was here when it happened, because that kind of thing sticks with people. But if we know, that you have your shit on recording, like in theory, even though you had nothing to do with it, based on your word, this whole no trees and ESP thing, what would stop you from what would stop a person from using that on our server? How would we know about it? We wouldn't, unless you had a recording and somehow you get 6 kills in one day and KJ wants to look at it and you're making a 1,500 meter beeline straight through the trees and bang, you do that 7 times. Now we know you're using no trees or ESP or both. So if you just record anything, or everything in that case, then if anything fishy happens out of the adventurer's ordinary, KJ can look at it. And I would hope that you wouldn't feel bad about that. I would hope you'd feel good about the fact that there's nothing there and it's your straight skill that's doing it, which I'm sure you have a wild amount of more skill playing on a high pop aggressive server. So that's
And this is only temporary.
Yeah. So that's expected. I mean, you were pretty good with the limited resources that you had on our server PvP wise. So I'm expecting you to be way better than you were before. That was one thing that KJ preached in the beginning, is you have a very, very strong aptitude to get real good really fast because you've had a lot of experience in somewhat relatable games that are translatable. But if you record anything and you do any wild shit, then it's going to be credit given where credit is due. And that's it. And then, after a while, of you being successful on the server and it all checking out with KJ checking into it, then we're good. Then we leave it be, and it's done, and then we're back to normal.
All right.
Is that reasonable or?
Yeah. I mean, also, if you want to PC check me, I don't mind. I pull up everything for you. Really
I don't know how to do
care.
all that.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not going that far.
Yeah, I don't need
I
to cheat.
like I
I've
like it.
got 1,000 hours on DayZ now, and most of them have been on extreme PvP servers like Rearmed and Rearmed Main One,
I fucking
28
hate Riam.
days, fucking Pakistan, uh, Titan Pakistan, Titan the Mosque. I've played Rearmed, Perception. We played Perception for a while. We ran AK off the server for a bit. And that's one of the biggest groups on Perception. We ran them off the server as a fucking 7-man, and they were running 20 people deep.
Gee,
What was the negative shit we just heard about Perception, KJ? I think it was you that I was talking to.
If you donate a shit ton of money,
Yeah, that's
you don't
right.
get
Okay.
banned no matter what you do.
That's
That's
right.
why AK got one of us banned, and he wasn't cheating. I PC checked him and everything. He wasn't cheating. I knew he wasn't cheating. It was one of my leaders. His name was SOC Bori, and we were playing, and we got into a fight against AK. It was a 3v7 at Pissy, and Bori killed 4 of them. I killed 5 of them, and then our other person that was playing with us, he didn't get any kills, and then the other guy, he killed 2 people. We solo wiped them, pretty much, me and Bori. And they reported Bori. They looked into Bori. I even got a DM saying, "Hey, your teammate's gonna get banned for killing us." And I'm like, "The fuck do you mean?" Well, he's obviously cheating. He killed all of us. I'm like, "No, buddy, I killed more people than him." And they tried getting me banned, but I knew the one of the Dreadnought. I don't know if y'all know Dreadnought. He's an admin on Hideout, and I messaged Dreadnought like, "Hey, buddy, I'm probably about to get banned on Perception because of AK." And Dreadnought hopped in the VC and was like, "Hey, this guy's not cheating. He vouched for me. They PC checked me. I wasn't cheating." Bori, on the other hand, had nobody back him up but me, and I couldn't really do anything for him, so he got banned. And AK has donated probably close to $7,000 on that server,
Oh wow,
and
that kind of
they've got
shitload of money.
they've got 3 people cheating on their team, but they can't do anything, and we still were able to fucking
There's a credit card
run them off
warrior.
the server. Yeah, we were still able to run them off the server.
that's the reason why Heroes Haven got shut down in the end. Which was fuck, what's his name? Oh, who's that fucking admin that does YouTube videos and fucking Anarchy HD? Yeah, that was
He
his
did the
server.
same thing with Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale, he left when
He exposed the fuck
Yeah.
out of Sunnyvale.
of the top 5 controversies with DayZ since its inception, Sunnyvale is the 3rd largest.
And the reason I hate Rearmed is because they repack a lot of mods that they shouldn't repack and put backdoors into them.
Yeah.
And so when a server that uses those mods gains traffic and starts to become a little popular, and it's a modded server, they fuck with it and it gets shut
Who
down.
was the server? Who was the guy we were talking to that had his server?
Oh, fuck! That was one of your guys, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Someone you knew.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should know.
But that's what they did. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did. Is they started gaining traction on their 2 modded servers, and they used backdoors to hack into their Discord, to change a bunch of things, really just ruin the community's experience, and it killed the server. Which is why I love not doing mods.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the only reason I don't like Rearmed. In terms of playing it, it's quite good.
KJ, you got
It's
anything
probably
else?
the best. No, I haven't got anything else. Also, Chad, you've been given the Survivor 2 rank, so you've already got a promotion, even though you've just come back. But that's due to your hours that you've got played on the server. You can check the player ranks channel to see what the ranks are and what you need.
Wait,
But,
what?
yeah, you've been promoted.
What do you mean promotion?
It's just
You
hours.
gotta hire 'em up.
Some people care about it, some people don't. So Survivor 2 is a certain amount of hours that you play on the server. So you're just recognized as such. Personally, I don't care about roles, but some people are in love with roles, so the roles are there.
We haven't got an ultimate survivor yet, so
What is ultimate?
2 months.
Oh, yeah, that's a little. I mean, I got to be kind of close, but that's a little excessive.
I can check
I think I
actually.
got 6 weeks.
Y'all still doing that toxic shit in the bunker, fucking. And I found out it was you, KJ. Don't lie to me.
Oh, nah, yeah,
Found
that
out
was
it was you,
me,
fucker.
but I didn't want to open up on that one when you like, I got killed by an explosive in the bunker. I'm thinking, oh fuck, I just shut up.
Yeah, that was you. I
It
didn't get
wasn't.
killed by it. It broke my fucking legs three
They'll
times.
kill you now. Landmines kill you
Yeah,
now.
they were buffed
I
for
didn't.
sure.
I didn't get. I didn't even step on a landmine. It was those fucking
Tripwire
tripwires that you fucking laid.
laid more down the stairs, bro. It wasn't even intended for you. It's
At
intended
that
for
point,
Mello.
me and James were just going down there with fucking NVGs, and we were just like one step at a time.
Yeah,
All right, cool. One step at a time.
it was a
All right,
couple.
cool.
It was a couple of mines. It was like friendly the first time I did it, as I put a mine on the ladder for KJ, and it was KJ's guy that got hit. But I threw a splint down there too. So like I broke his leg because at the time mines couldn't kill you. Now they kill you more than they don't. So which is fully armored, fully full health, full food, full water, full blood, everything. It can kill you more often than not. I mean, when I would see mines and I have a splint on me, I just walk on them. Blow my leg, let me put a splint on, deal with it for 15 minutes. Now you cannot do that. So I threw a mine and hit KJ, threw a splint down there, he healed, all that good stuff. We hit each other a couple times. Then I threw like 3 traps down there. But this was a battle with KJ, who was fucking with us regularly in good fun. And it killed him a few times. So then he just put like 10, 12 down there, which I had nothing to do with. So it just happened to be during the 2 weeks that you came back. And of course you're going to run to the bunker and try to gear up quick. So KJ was killing you, and I didn't even know anything about it until after you raided us. So that was KJ.
I swear, didn't you message me like, man, fuck this guy? And I was just like, oh shit, he's
Yeah.
got him.
So I mean, people still do mines. I died twice in one day to mines. To mines. I died 5 days ago, 6 days ago to a claymore because there was a good toxic guy. Like, I mean, you need that in DayZ. But he's the guy that was watched every, gas drinking, human meat eating trap on YouTube, and that's all he wants to do. So he's fucking rogue. He's like borderline crazy. Cool, whatever. So he was doing that shit. So I was mining it as well. He killed me. I killed him. So there are still mines there, and there should be. I mean, I don't really consider that toxic. I mean, in a high pop server, you're dying in the bunker more than you're living anyway. So in a low pop server, yeah. I mean, I've run the bunker 50, 75 times, and I've only seen explosives in there maybe 10. I've only died in there maybe 5. So if somebody put 15 mines in there, I wouldn't call that toxic personally. I would consider that actually making the bunker challenging again. So I would expect explosives to be there. I no longer run through the bunker. I mean, I checked it yesterday real thoroughly for explosives. KJ went there today. So he risked it and ran through it, but that's how I've died, is I've checked it 8 hours ago and I went back to the bunker and ran through and somebody was there and threw, a claymore and I died. So it can happen, and at this point, because there's enough people playing and enough people accessing the bunker and doing that, it's happening. Matter of fact, to my base, I don't know who it is, but they keep putting bear traps that are on the road to my base, and we keep popping our tires. So right now, I don't know where they're getting them, but I have 6 bear traps because they're fucking up my tires. And I got 18 tires because of them. So whoever's doing it, I'm aware of it. So now we're driving off-road and collecting bear traps, if you will. So I appreciate that. I hate it in the moment, but I personally don't call that toxic. I mean, this is however you kill somebody, you kill somebody. Some people are upset because they're dying in Freshy Town to like grenade traps. They think it's. I don't think it's toxic. I think it's whatever. I mean, you got people building bases in the north. I don't think that's toxic. They're not freshy killing. They're not like now that I think is toxic. Coming back with plate and M4s, just wiping out people with double barrels. Yeah, I think that's fucked up. But I guess you can do it. I mean, I played a high pop server 2 days ago. It took me 5 hours to get out of the north because I kept getting murked by guys in plate armor with M4s. It's official. So what are you gonna do? You know, it's fucking frustrating. You know, but it is what it is. You know.
So when it comes, just got a question
Yeah.
before I forget it. When it comes to base exploiting, exploiting a stupidly designed base, like being able to dismantle walls, that bannable.
You talking about like say hopping a wall and coming in with an axe or something like that?
Yeah,
Do it.
like I
So
can hop over a wall with a
sure.
car.
If as long as you hop over it realistically, like you know how people make stairs out of barrels, you
Yeah,
can't
what
do that.
if?
You can't do
Well,
that
what
shit.
if?
Just half
Well,
the barrels are full.
in real life, another player could help you hop over a wall.
Sure. Yeah.
I can boost onto someone's head.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, to me, it looks wonky the way the game does it, but you know how you would do it if you were physically there. If you have an 8 foot wall, you got. I mean, I can hop over an 8 foot wall. You know.
I can
So
hop over an 8 foot wall by myself.
right, right. So, but let's say that you didn't have upper body strength. Get on my shoulders. I'll boost you with my hand. Like that can be done. So the whole standing on people's shoulders, you want to do that? Do that. It's when I train people to base build, I tell them straight away, like that is something that people can do. So figure out a way to build your walls higher, you know, or
What
accept.
about I've run into some official bases before where they have a wall sticking out over where I can get to it, like it's overlapped and I can get to it and dismantle it. Is that
Sure.
exploiting?
No,
If
no.
if they've badly designed it,
Yeah,
that's their
poor
fault.
designs. You know, unofficial. Like 9 out of 10 people have poor design bases, and do what you're gonna do. You know, so
Because I'm going to tell you now. I'm coming in still in your base if hasn't kicked me out.
As a
James
prisoner,
is James is still in your base, by the way, fully geared.
yeah,
Keeps logging in every now and then, hoping that y'all have left the door open so he can get out.
yeah,
But I think he's gonna kill himself and just start over with me.
yeah. I've seen some
So you
things moved around. I've seen. Matter of fact, I know you went naked, but I have a feeling you had a hatchet or something, because some of those walls that you're in, some of those walls were dismantled partially. So and I just rebuilt them.
No, that was James. That's James.
Well, yeah, but he's no, no, no. I mean the wall you're in. So James is outside that wall.
No, he's not. He's inside. He's like right at the door, in between the wall and the door.
You talking about the house door?
Yeah.
He couldn't be unless he jumped in with you.
No, he's in there. We got on the table and I stood up under the wall and we were on the table. He boosted onto my head and jumped over into that little crack.
So how did he get in? That's what I'm saying. Is like,
We boosted over the truck.
oh, you both went in there. Why did you both go in there? Oh, that
Because
was,
we were done. We were done with the server. I told you that. We were done. We were just gonna get trapped in there anyways.
oh, okay. So you're both are stuck in there.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just gonna F11 with a screwdriver.
Okay. So, so yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I'm not gonna beg people to attack me, but without that, I mean, I just had this conversation with KJ. If nobody does anything, like, I don't even want to build anything more. There's no point. I don't want to. I mean, I'm walking over M4s at this point. Now, you probably know this, but ever since 1.2, helis and convoys are ridiculously buffed. So it sucks. I'll be honest, it sucks. It has completely lost the value of NVGs, of VSDs, of LARs. It has completely lost the value. And for whatever reason, the static zones are just giving M4s and KAMs away, just fucking giving them away. So it's to the point where they all suck. I don't care to do static runs or go to the bunker. There's too much shit. So before the bunker was king, because static is hard and you probably won't get anything that you want. You know, your best weapon is an AX. Now it's not. So I was just telling KJ, like, without enemies, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want somebody to come destroy everything I have. But if they did, it'd be the first time in 14 months. And it would be something worth fighting for, and now it's not. So, when it comes to toxicity, that has nothing to do with in-game. So you want to do what you want to do in-game, do it. It would give us a reason to continue to play the server. I mean, my best tapper is playing other servers because every time we kill somebody on this server, they're hurt about it. We spend a 2-hour ambush trying to ambush a truck and a car. The car got wind of it. We shot the guy in the truck and he quit for a week. It's like, bro, we didn't even take any of your stuff. We told the other guy, like, he can have all his stuff. We're not going to take the cars. We're not going to do this. We'll even give him a ride back. Dude was out 30 minutes of time and he quit. So we're like, well, fuck, we can't even fight anybody that's somewhat not soft. So I would appreciate a reason to do this. And I got a big base. It's not going anywhere, so I wouldn't expect you to stay away from it or anything like that. I mean, when you're on, I'm sure you're going to know that we're going to be extra attentive. As well as when I'm on, you're going to pretty much assume that I'm most likely at the base. So right now is not the case because I have no reason to be here because I'm ultimately done with everything that I can be done with, but I'm sure that we're going to be equally as attentive, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, the thing is, when we lost you, we lost your hours, which is very important to the server. I mean, pop is nice, but hours is king, for sure. So before you quit for a good amount of time, you were putting in 10 hours a day. That's a big deal. Before Hogwarts came out, KayJ was putting in 10 hours a day. I've always been putting in that time. And when you left, 47 was putting in 10 hours a day. And Solar was putting in time, and we were building. Now, we got too many bases, too little things to do, so I would appreciate that. Now, this is a little bit personal. I'm not going to make you, but I would like you to explain it. Now, I did not antagonize you whatsoever until we were like 90% through the story. And I never killed you until the time that I, executed you when my other teammate downed you. So I'm curious as to why, I'm going to use the word hate, but I'm curious as to why that you hated me so much to the point where I heard it from KayJ and multiple other people that you had this mega vendetta against me when I'm not the guy that ever did anything to you until, I shot you when you were on the ground.
Mainly because you ruined my plans with Tim Bark.
Your plans?
Yeah.
KJ,
Yeah, that was when we were still in the group. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
Hello.
that was you, KJ.
No.
No, that was me. That
So
was me.
that was when I was still in the group with Chad. So you said to us that, oh, I know where your base is. Don't make me prove it to you. And you were gonna deliver a fucking tomato on our doorstep.
Yeah.
That never happened. But me and Chad logged in, and the cars and the Humvee had been moved and turned around, and one was parked up the road a little bit. So we was like, nah, what the fuck? Right, so we thought that was you. Confirmed you know where we are. So we chucked everything in a fucking truck, moved it to Timbark, unloaded, went to sleep, woke up, and you'd built walls around the fucking thing. And it was never you that moved our cars. It was one of our teammates. Who was it? Fuck.
It was the guy I got rid of because he just kept fucking not listening to me.
Yeah, he logged on just for a bit, fucked with the cars, never said anything.
And I asked him multiple times, everyone, like, yo, someone move cars? Yo, who moved cars? What is his name? I'm trying to find his name.
Oh, so you thought that was me?
Yes. Yeah, so that's why we chucked everything in the truck.
Moved down there.
Moved
And
to
we were
Timber.
planning on starting to build the next fucking day. Because we were like, ain't no one coming down here.
And we literally went to bed, ready to build in the morning, and we got on in the morning, and you'd fucking built walls around it, and we thought, nah, that's bullshit. That pissed us off.
We had been planning to move to Timbark since July, since before we even had the server. like before I knew you, KJ, me and 47 were planning to build at Timbark at on the next wipe. So we were going to build our first satellite base, then our second satellite base, and then move to Timbark. The DayZ timing on that is ridiculous because we had no interest in anything but moving to Timbark. And we took a 4-man down there. I had all the building material already done. Everybody was willing to help, which is very rare when it comes to building. So I was like, let's go. We drive down. The fuck are all these crates doing? What are all these barrels? What the fuck is this? There's cars everywhere. Oh, fuck, we got to do this quick. Like, I mean, so I had no idea. I thought I was coming to an empty lot and all that.
You know what the worst thing is, Chad? Mello
Mm.
said to me, if we'd just stayed on longer that night, it wouldn't have happened. Mello said to me, if it looked like an actual base there, like they had walls and stuff, he wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah, because we were not ready for that. We did not
So
have.
if we'd have had walls up, Timbark would have still been ours.
We had, so you guys had a couple of green and black plate armors. You had like an AURAX, maybe a VSD or two. We didn't have any of that shit. So we had never been to the bunker before, and that was intentional. So we were building. I needed to have my satellite bases built so that way if somebody raided one, we still have stuff. You know, that's the only way to not lose in DayZ as far as I'm concerned. So just the gear alone was like several missions of stuff. So you guys went hard for guns and ammo and stuff. We didn't. We went for building materials and code locks. We stayed up north for a long ass time. So there's no way we could have done a raid. No way. So we might have been able to knock down 2 gates, maybe. But that would have been low-cal shit because we had not even run, what do you call it, Swarog or Sela or any of that shit. We were staying up north, full building mode. And because I needed the building supplies to be able to eventually come to Timbark and blow it up. Not blow it up, but, you know, build it up. So the first satellite base was a struggle. 7 gates. The second satellite base, we did not start until we had 7 code locks, all the building tools and everything, and then bing, bing, boom, 4 hours, it's done. So then Timbark was another 7 gates, 5 plus 2. So I had to save all that shit up. Once we had it, I was like, guys, we're ready to build where I want to build. Let's go. We had just checked Timbark the day before. There was nothing there. So we were like, cool, we can go. And then we went there. And it makes sense now, but I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would anybody move all of this shit here without protecting it? But now it makes sense that your teammate moved stuff around. You're like, we're going to GTFO right now. And you just moved it and worried about it later. The timing on that was 2 hours. So when KJ and I talked about it, you guys went to sleep 2 hours before we started driving to Timbark. And it took us like 3 hours to finish. And you guys woke up like 2 hours after that. I woke up to a double fuck you message from you guys. And I'm like, what? Like, I guess that was their stuff, but that was dumb. But it makes sense now that all of that happened that way.
Yeah, because it took us like 5 hours to fucking move down there.
Yeah.
But
so-
yeah, that's what caused everything. And on top of IRL shit going on with me, my wife and me's been going through some shit, and now she's pregnant, so.
That's you say going through some shit. It sounds like it was fun if she's pregnant.
No, this was a surprise to us. We weren't wanting to have a kid together right now. We've been going through a lot.
Oh, I gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I get it, and I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. I mean, I think you know by now I'm not going to choose to move out. You know, so like, I mean, I didn't intend to steal anything from anybody. You know, nowadays I pay for information with the stuff I have, but I didn't do that. It was completely coincidental. And matter of fact, 2 of my guys, which are no longer with me, we have like a team rule that the stuff you find is not yours, it's everyone's, and we dole it out. While I was focused on building, 2 of the 4 teammates, the 2 that are not with me anymore, they basically looted your stuff. So stuff I didn't even know you had until after the fact. So like the green and black plate armor, the VSDs, the AURAX, a bunch of ammo, they took that for themselves. So I didn't even know that shit was there for like a month until one of the 2 teammates that was no longer teammates with me told me why he left the other guy is because he felt bad because they looted all this shit against the team rules, and they'd been with me for months. So I was like, I didn't even know that shit was there, and it's later they built a small base in Dolnik in the woods at the edge of the map. They didn't know KJ likes to search the edge of the map. So KJ caught them in mid-build, and he killed them both. And they cried admin cheater because KJ admitted it was him. It was just coincidental. And 20 minutes later, KJ killed me at Timbark. This is literally the day that we woke up after building Timbark. So the day after, we didn't know who it was, so I was moving vehicles. I drove the Hummer south like 500 meters, which ironically was like 50 feet from where KJ had parked after raiding the other base. So when I got in the Olga, I got shot in the face, and my other guy, what was his name? Billy the Kid, who ended up being an infiltrator. He was a cheater well, I don't want to say a cheater. He liked to infiltrate large teams and destroy them from the inside. That was my team. So, and I caught that. It was him and Am Toxic. And that's what they like to do. They did this to 3 different servers. It was all over DayZ Discord. So Billy the Kid got killed by KJ. So we had to run our asses back to Timbark to fight. So the people that KJ raided right before he killed me at Timbark, because that's when KJ found out that we were still there. So he was in mid-raid or mid-killing these guys and then rushed over to Timbark. But these guys thought KJ cheated. So once they thought he cheated, they quit. So one of them was talking in the other one's ear saying that KJ cheated. So they quit. The guy that got talked to later told me when I went to their base, I'm like, where's all this green and black plate armor and VSDs and all this shit coming from? We don't have this. One of the guys told me, yeah, Shadows took it from your base, from the crates and the barrels that we found. I'm like, fucking really? That's the first time that I knew, which I didn't find that out for a month after it happened. That was the first time I knew that you guys were even running bunker. You know, so I never even got that shit. So yeah, you want to be, battle buddies, cool. Like, I mean, KJ and I did that for a while. Maybe from the outside, people would have thought that what KJ and I were doing to each other was toxic, but KJ was good with it. I was good with it. In game, he was a fuckhead. But out of game, this is what we do. This is what we did it. This is what we do it for. This is why this is not a PvE server. It's also why it's capped at 30, is I don't want 60 people constantly only killing, can't have a base, can't have cars, can't come home on a Thursday night.
When I joined back and my buddy comes, you should get 30 pop really quickly.
Yeah, it could happen. So,
my buddy is a streamer and he has close to 2,000 followers, so well, we're gonna promote the server a little bit.
okay.
We do like a dual stream where we're both part of the stream.
So but you're going back to, like, when are you going back to 28 days? You said something about your boys are off.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months maybe. Depends. I'm kind of bored of modded servers, to be honest.
So
it gets to a point where you run into a bunch of people that are trying modded for the first time, and it's just like you kill them repetitively.
Yeah.
And there's only like 1 or 2 big groups that you can fight, and then it's just like, well, we're killing these guys. We're fucking full T6 jug armor. We have no point in playing this right now. Then we hop servers, and then we do the same thing on another server. Like, it just gets repetitive.
So a buddy of ours is a YouTuber. Going to leave him unnamed, but he's not promoting our server yet. But eventually he will. Now, in the long run, right now it's not advertised. Nobody knows about it except a couple of people. But we have a Chernara server. We're not going to promote it until Livonia hits 30 pop. Now, this is going to be the last time I'm ever playing Livonia. When it wipes, I'm done. So I've played it for too long. I want something new, and it's not Chernara's. So as soon as we get 30, we're going to start promoting the Chernara server as well, split the pop, and keep doing our recruiting and all that good stuff. But the plan is 2 additional servers after that, 1 at a time, because we're not going to kill the server by opening servers. But they're
KJ, you know what would be really good for you? If you want a server populated pretty quick.
I'm back.
Did you hear me, KJ?
No, what?
A good server for you to open up that would get populated fairly quickly.
Go for it.
Uh,
Get a route.
is Namalsk.
See, I was thinking about it.
So
If you were to open
Really
up a
thinking about it.
Namalsk right now, I guarantee you it would get popping fairly quickly.
Mello, shall I change the other one, do you reckon?
what
Because
from
Or
Chernarus?
not?
there is no good vanilla Namalsk right now besides day one, and that's what I've been playing on.
What do you mean
Because,
from Chernarus? Because I don't want to change the
yeah,
other ones.
yeah, from Chernarus.
I don't think so. I mean, the thing is, like, once the ball is rolling, we can open as many servers as we want. So I'm not too worried about that. Now, the problem we're having right now with like quietly promoting Chernarus. And by the way, Chad, we're not promoting Chernarus. We are promoting Livonia, but you know the problem with Livonia is most new people don't have the DLC, not going to buy it. At least not now.
Yeah.
So the Chernarus server was nice to send people to, but you know how hard, maybe you don't, but I think you know how hard it is to start a server from zero. People don't want to
Yeah,
play.
that's what I'm saying. Every new person is going to Namalsk due to the fact Summit and all the big streamers are coming to DayZ and they're playing Namalsk. So every fucking body I've met has been new, brand new, and they're
Yeah.
all. I'm like, yo, go to this server. Nah, we want to play Namalsk.
So
We're wanting to play Namalsk.
mine would be the opposite. I've not heard Namalsk once. I've heard Chinaris 50 plus times, and we got to not be able to have new people because they want to play Chinaris, and we don't want that. So we opened a Chinaris server just to kind of train people and try to get them to Livonia, but it's really hard to do so. Now, if we get 30 pop on this, and because there's a lot of people on Livonia that on our Livonia that don't really want to play Livonia, but we're all here helping. So when we get to 30 pop and some people are in Chinaris, we can start dumping, I want to say close to 20 people to Chinaris. So I'm not worried about that. Namalsk is definitely a good idea, but once we get to 30 pop, I don't think we're going to have a problem having 10 pop on Chinaris. And once that happens, then every single person that doesn't want Livonia, they're going straight to Chinaris, and because they're doing it already. They're already going to Chinaris, but they're seeing 2 people on, 3 people on, and they're quitting. So, and
I'll go to Chinaris right now.
yeah, but there's nothing there. So now, if you want to promote it, if you want to do that, that's fine. 47's trying to do it too, but you need the first 5 people. So, like, if you wanted to, and Chinaris will be identical to Livonia in settings, like in the sense that it's 100% official vanilla with 2 exceptions. 30 pop, well, it's probably going to be 40 pop. That's up to KJ, but it shouldn't be 30, I don't think, because the vibe is different. And
The map is just too big for 30 pop.
well, here's the ironic part: is square foot for square foot, it's only 2% bigger than Livonia. It's 30% overall, but when you subtract the water, square foot for square foot, it's only 2%. It's just built different. It's got heavily congested cities. It does have 3 times the spawns in general, like the loot and shit like that. It's got heavily populated cities, whereas Livonia is spread the fuck out. I mean, there's not a lot of bits and bobs of military around Chinaris the way that there is Livonia. But Livonia's largest military is like a backyard of military for Chinaris. So it's just built different. But if you map it out, it's almost the same size. But the vibe is totally different. I think it should be more pop. I don't think it should be 60. But that's up to KJ. I don't give a shit about Chinaris at all. I'll never get into Chinaris. So, but if you brought 5 people in, 6 people, we can continue to bring people to Chinaris when we recruit and they don't want to play Livonia. So I have a feeling that's going to do just fine. I mean, I'd like you at Livonia because I believe that maxing out a server, our version of maxed out, is more important than having 15 on one server and 15 on another. I do believe that because if you actually do come back to Livonia, if we're talking hours, I mean, for me, selfishly, if you play Livonia, I will have a reason to continue doing the things I'm doing with the team. I'll have a reason to recruit. I'll have a reason. But not selfishly, your hours will be in here. I know you're not going to be solo. So, and you've got the
I'm
motive.
running a duo
Yeah.
at most or a trio, depending on how this ace guy turns out. I was messaging him.
So you have a motive which is my base, which means you guys are going to play. And if you play, that means my guy Solar's going to play more because they're playing other servers. That means 47, who wants you more than anything, he's going to be playing this server even more. He's going to be doing that. So now, keep in mind, your streamer buddy cannot be streaming other people's bases. You know that. So that is exposing the bases. That is the same.
Depends.
Huh?
YouTubers and streamers stream bases all the time. It depends where we're streaming. If you're just streaming in the Discord, no. If you're streaming because you've been streaming for a long time and you've got a wider audience, go for it.
Oh,
But
I got you.
He's been streaming 11 years now.
yeah, that's fine. If you're like streaming on Twitch, that's whatever.
he's
You're
streaming
doing a
on
base
Twitch.
raid, of course you can stream it. It's content.
Yeah,
But
no,
we
I
just-
got you.
we
Basically, don't publicly announce, like in our Discord and like the DayZ Discord. Don't be like, oh hey, over on Adventure, there's a base here at blah blah blah. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's
No, we stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
And we stream everything. So if you ever want to see, like, when it comes to me recording, if you ever want to see what we're doing, just hop over onto the Twitch. We're
that's,
streaming
that's stream
constantly.
sniping, though. That's stream sniping.
Well,
I don't think anybody.
depends how you use it.
We get stream sniped constantly. That we were on the mosque and we were getting stream sniped like 5 or 6 times an hour.
But that's still a dick move. Like, you admit that. Like, that's unless you want that. But
We were looking forward to it. Like I'm sitting there in the mosque geared at candy cane, geared to the teeth, because it got to the point where every time I'd log in, I'd have 5 people waiting there to kill me.
Well, if you're looking for
And
the
we'd kill
smoke,
all 5 of them. I'd kill all 5 of them, and then it was like,
if you're looking
well,
for the
I'm logging
smoke-
off because there's more.
Yeah, if you're looking for the smoke, I get that. So, but I mean, that's not fair. I don't want to kill you because I can see where you are. I know Livonia almost like the back of my hand. You give me 30 seconds of footage, I know exactly where you are. So that is not fair. Like, to me, that is not DayZ. So I'm just saying, I mean, you could like that. I mean, if you're better than that and you can handle that, sure. I mean, a lot of streamers, I'm sure, do that intentionally because they're doing it for the content. So they leak their shit and they pretend, oh, it's fucking stream sniper, but they put it in their video. Like, they wanted that shit to happen anyway, or they wouldn't have put it in. They wouldn't have glorified the stream snipers if they didn't want it to happen. So I do get that concept, but there's a lot of people that it's like, it's not fair. It's like if somebody's live in the Discord and you pop in with some bullshit conversation just to watch their live and be like, all right, they're at Polana gas station, let's go. It's like, well, that's kind of cheap. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say that's like ESP. I mean, you're the one streaming, you're putting it out there, so it's like, well, you did it, so I wouldn't call it cheating, but that's not skill. That's not running a team and finding and tracking and seeing evidence of players, and 2 hours later you find their base. It's not like that, But yeah, so you do whatever you want. You want to play Livonia? I would prefer that. But we do have Chernarus, which is dead. You'd be running it, and as soon as more than 2 people get on a day, we'll start pumping people in there. And if you want to do in Chernarus what we're doing for Livonia, I call them cows, but we're training new people, getting them past the bandage, food, water, zombie stage, so the other 95% of the game is available to them. Then they can do whatever they want. And then, they're cows in the sense that we groom them, bathe them, feed them, and then we kill them, cook them, and eat them, because that's the point. Like, we're trying to get more PvP, and as long as it's capped at 30, I don't think that PvP will consume the server. I think you'll be able to do other things, that if you want to stay alive, you can. If you want the smoke, you can find it. Whereas 60 pop is like, if you don't want the smoke, too fucking bad. Like, you're getting it, unless you get to a real safe place and you're a little hermit, under the map type shit, So it's up to you, but we are not promoting Chernarus because there's no reason to until there's pop. We don't want anybody to leave Livonia to go to Chernarus and quit Chernarus because there's nothing going on there. But if you're there shaking shit up, well, we'll see the pop grow, and then we'll continue to pump people there. So, but personally, I think one at a time. I think, Livonia first, and then Chinaris by default, and I believe Livonia and Chinaris will be at 30 and 40 pop respectively before wipe. And when wipe happens, I'm going to head a completely different map that YouTubers are not talking about. And after that, I want to do the same thing. So I'm not sure if it's best to have one map the size of Livonia or larger, or do one map half the size of Livonia just to open up another map a few weeks later half the size of Livonia. So I would like more maps as opposed to more people. Because there's a lot of maps that people have not popularized. And I want to do those. And since we have content creators on our side, you included, or not you, but your friend included, it doesn't seem hard to do what we've always wanted to do, which Bohemia will not do, and create an official vanilla experience that is actually managed by admins. So nobody is doing it. And the people that have done it, they've gotten corrupted over time, just like TSB, who is running a 25-man team, just constantly wiping out people's progress. Nobody wants to play there. They get a peak of 40 or 50, and half of them is one fucking team. That's not cool. So we haven't actually put a rule in effect yet because it hasn't been needed. I'm kind of the governor on this, like not the political sense, but like a car governor, like keeping your speed down. Is I have been the biggest team in the past. Now I am not. But I'm intentionally not recruiting because I don't want to dominate just because of our numbers. So I'm sure there's going to be a rule. KJ and I have talked about it before. Right now, the unspoken rule is 5. Don't want more than 5, but I mean, if I did 5 now, I'm going to dominate twice as much as I do now. I don't want to do that. I want this to be fun because I'm getting fucking bored. Now I don't care about PvP personally. I do for my team. I care about base building. I care about surviving. I care about somebody wiping one of my bases and it not mattering. That's what I care about. So that's my version of PvP. But if I'm just building, I feel like I'm on a PvE server because everybody looks at my base and they're like, no thanks. It's like, I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm here to game and it's not working, So, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, from a gaming perspective, of course I'm still your target. You'd be a coward if I wasn't. But from a personal aspect, like I'm not here to piss you off, And I mean, game-wise, sure. I mean, I don't want to hurt people, but I like making people busy. So if I see your base, I'm going to take down half your walls so you're busy building so I can go do other things. If I find out KJ's got a base, I know KJ needs to be made busy when he starts raiding me. So then I go hunting for him and hunting for his base. And sometimes I get the wrong target, but sometimes I get the right one. And then we find KJ and now he's busy doing his own shit. He's got to build his own base. There's a reason for that. So now he's going to be busy with that. So I don't have to worry about him for now. So it's just the way that I try to strategize, if you will, is that. I'm not here to remove anybody. If I thought that you could take it, then I'm going to do the most damage that I can. If I think you can't take it, like these other 2 guys, Ace specifically, Ace is the one that we ambushed, and he took it so personally that he was going to quit the game. So, which is why his teammate is not playing with him, is because of that emotional shit he went through. We shot him.
Who was his teammate?
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Does he play still?
He's a good fucking player, but he quit because him and Ace were inseparable. They did everything together. We set up an ambush. 47 shot Ace in the face when he was driving a truck. Wyatt caught wind of it because he was trailing quite behind, but I was ready for Wyatt. He was just smarter than I expected. He bailed out. We were staking each other out for like 3 fucking hours, and we decided to truce. And I was like, listen, I'm not here for your stuff. I don't need your stuff. I don't need your cars. We'll take them, but if you walk out and surrender, we're going to leave because this is hours and hours and hours worth of gameplay that you guys saved up. We're not here to fuck you guys up. So, and then Ace quit the game, basically. He told Wyatt he's quitting. Wyatt got pissed that he would even be bent on something so legit, it's not even funny. and Wyatt stopped playing. And then Ace tried to come back a few days later, but Wyatt lost his momentum. So it's like, well, I mean, that's his. Now that part's speculation because I haven't heard from Wyatt. But Wyatt and Ace were inseparable. They played 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day. So then Ace tried to come back. I don't really know what he's been doing for the last 20 so hours of 30 hours of gameplay. But he's been, he's been separate. So who knows? But Wyatt is a very good player, all around. So he's like you in the sense where he is a star elsewhere. So coming to DayZ is not going to take that much for him to get on. Ace, I can't.
Oh,
Ace,
he had to start work,
huh?
so he's not playing right now.
Oh, okay.
Why? He had to start work. He's not playing right now.
Gotcha. So but Wyatt's a really good fucking player. If we had more pop on here, Wyatt's the kind of person I would want to recruit for sure. So he would be. I don't want to put anybody on the same level as 47, but he would be like my other tapper, if I could recruit him. So, but we don't want to because Ace and Wyatt, I trained, and the other group that I'm going to leave unnamed, which is now a 4-man, I trained 2 of them, and they got some people in. They're not good, I mean they're good. They goof around a lot. They don't take the game very tactically or seriously. But I made a deal with all 3 of them that we don't attack each other's main bases because that's their babies. They finally learned how to build well, and I don't want to destroy that of theirs. So I don't want to force anybody else out because it keeps happening. We kill a 2-man a couple times. We had a 3-man that these guys had like 100 hours, but they were dumb. Like they talked like you did, but they couldn't back up shit. And
Oh, I know who you mean.
yeah, 0-2, you know them. And it's like, all right, well, now that you're fucking with me, I'm going to make it my mission to fuck with you. And I would raid their base, lock them inside, and then they were like, please, please, please let me out or I'm going to destroy everything you have. I'm like, you can't. You're not in a negotiating position. And finally, once they were humbled, I was like, I'm going to let you out. I'm going to give you your cars back. I'm going to give you your stuff. I'm trying to keep them alive. And then the very next day, they're like, fuck Mello. We're going to get all this stuff. We're going to blow him up. We're going to lock him inside. We're going to pox his base. And I'm like, man, you talking that shit. I'm going to come back. So after 3 bases of them continuously giving their stuff back, telling them, hey, man, don't leave your cars with batteries and spark plugs in them. Don't log out in base because I blow bases in and rebuild them and lock them up as mine. Don't leave all your stuff in place. Telling them this stuff over and over and over again. They kept making the same mistakes. Or they would build 10 gates without even having code locks. So I'd go in there with my 20 code locks and click, 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 my base. Don't do that. I'd take off my code locks. Now go find code locks, guys. Don't be dumb. They kept doing it. And then finally they quit because their mouth was way bigger than their actions. So it's a shame. I'm not going to sit and let them do that, but I tried to be as nice as possible. We're running people off unintentionally. So that's why we made a deal with Ace and Wyatt's team as well as the other team, is just to be chill and not fuck with each other's mains. So now that's not going to matter if we're, our version of high pop. No rules. But we're trying to keep people here. Me, KJ, and 47 are spending way too much of our own time not playing our own game, training people up north, trying to get people to learn for days, for hundreds of hours, just for them to leave the second time they're ever killed. It's too much. It's too much for some people. I get it. But it's got to pay off eventually, which is why we're trying to be chill with people. We're trying not to go crazy until somebody starts talking like you, where I was like, I'm going to remove your base. I'm going to take your wood and I'm going to build something out of your wood. It's like, but you wanted the smoke. And I was ready for it. Like, we need more of that on the server. People that are not going to get bent. Like, oh, you killed me. You're gay. I'm leaving. Like, we can't do that. Like, I'm stronger than that. You're stronger than that. Most people aren't, though. So we're just trying to get to that point where this isn't a simulator, a building simulator or a running simulator or something like that, So feel free to promote it if you want. That would be cool. I would be able to do what I did in other servers where I have a bigger team and an actual purpose kind of thing, you know what I mean? Chad?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The
KJ,
message is someone.
Yeah.
are you good?
Yeah, I'm just fending off some fucking zombies.
I know this sounds stupid, Chad, but can you kill yourself or do you need help?
Yeah, I can kill myself. I'm not in yet. I'm pretty sure I'm still banned, ain't
Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
1 second.
I? think I'm gonna go try to get this Chicago Faucet guy with me. Bring on new players.
That's the guy I was talking about, Mello. When I said he put in Discord, he's looking to help new players, and I was like, should we go talk to him?
Bring
Oh,
him on my
really?
team. See if he wants to help people.
You're talking about the guy that
Was in North America
you
at
were
one on his
you were
own.
just mentioning.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was weird. Hello, can you do me a favor?
But
Can you log in and then just log out?
why?
There's a red message just put, you know, how, like you get the fucking in the bottom left to join our Discord, blah 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 blah, and the white writing.
Right?
Well, I just got a red writing message that said player Angry Ginger kicked off. Just checked my logs and he left, but that was weird.
Angry Jin?
Angry Ginger.
Angry Ginger? Who's that?
I don't know.
I think that may be my buddy.
I've seen him before. He's been here for a while.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
come on then.
I don't know who it is in the Discord though.
Okay, I'm off.
Angry Ginger.
And you logged off, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Can you do me another favor?
What?
Log back in and then disconnect your internet and let it kick you for internet connection.
No.
Oh. Okay. Let me just check something. It shouldn't have been viable for everyone. Anyway, Ace wants to talk to all of us. He's getting bored.
One of us?
All of us. He wanted to join the channel. I said we'll go down in a sec. I'm gonna go down and say hi.
Alright, we done?
Yeah, we're
Or Chad, give me 5 minutes and you'll be able to connect.
Alright.